Hey there, rockers and metalheads. Prepare yourselves because today we're welcoming Mateus, founder and guitarist of the band Creatures from Brazil. Now, they're a band that thrives in the shadows and crushes with melodic intensity. With their new release, Creatures 2, they're bringing traditional heavy metal and hard rock to a whole new level of sonic power. So let's peel back the layers and step into their world right after this. Death to the parents! Death to the gatekeepers! You have no life, not everything has to be what you say it has to be. The rock and metal block is here for the rockers and the metalheads. Rockers and metalheads, I welcome Mateus from Creatures. What's up, brother?
Yay. So it's good to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So I came across your band like about maybe 4 or 5 months ago. Maybe it's just how I discovered new music. I'm always on YouTube, right? And stuff will pop up in your feed. I always tell people, like, when they say, oh, music's dead, there's no good rock out there, there's no good metal. It's like, yeah, there is. There's a lot. You just got to pay attention to your suggested feed. And because if you like something, it's going to suggest things that are similar to what you listen to. And obviously, and I think what's brilliant about you guys is the colors that you're using, like the dark purples, and that's what I'm attracted to, is the colors and the artwork of the. So I'm going to click on it and just to see, oh, I wonder what this is about. You know, the band called Creatures. You know, there used to be a band in LA called Creature, like back in the 80s. They were like a Sunset Strip band, and I kind of thought it was them, like, oh, maybe Creature got back together, but it was a whole different band. And I watched the video. I think it was for the what's the one that's like I just played a clip for it. Desires, or no, wait. It's in my head. Nah, 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 nah.
Devil in Disguise. It's probably Devil in Disguise.
Yeah. I mean, that song is just like so good, and then you know, just the way you guys were presenting yourselves as far as your stage performance, your presence, and all that stuff. I mean, I could tell you put a lot into your videos, and that's what's an amazing thing too. So I say, okay, I got to check out this band more. And then that's when I said, okay, I got to have him on the show, you know, because you know, and I like to have people on this show that I'm a fan of. I want to be a fan of the music first. I want to be a fan of the band, and I just realized you guys are on Amazon, so I ordered I was going to get your vinyl off of High Roller Records, which we'll talk about later, how you guys got that deal and everything. But it was going to cost me $80 because it's import or whatever.
Yeah,
but then I found out
those shipping fees are
so I got it
just crazy.
Yeah, so I was able to pre-order it on Amazon for $25, and it's going to ship in January. Which is cool.
That's way better.
Yeah, but I did order the CD, which I'm getting in a week, because I ordered the vinyl and the CD, so the CD's coming in a week. So, cool. And then I got your guys', you know, from Bandcamp. So tell me, like, from the beginning, like, so whose brainchild is this? Is it yours? Like, when did it start? What's it sort of like? You know, when did it form?
Sure. I founded the band. I believe it was in 2019. In the beginning, it was more like I always say it's not something I thought about. No, I thought a lot about. I just had some riffs and I wanted to record them, and I started to do it. It was the main riff from "Dressed to Die" from our first album. I believe it was our first single, and I started to record that riffs, and I was writing the songs while I was recording them.
Yeah.
So it was something very natural, you know, not something that oh my God, I will release an album. I just started to recording songs, and it ended up as our first album. And I mean, a few times after I started to record riffs, I get in touch with Bob, who was the first singer from Creatures, and then we did it, that first album together, basically just both of us. And there was this guy who, his name is Allison. He was a producer, and he helped me with the drums and the bass. But basically, just me and Bob recorded the first album, and then things got. I remember I received a message by Bart Gabriel from, I believe he's from Poland. He had a small label called Iron Oxide Records, and he offered me a deal to release the album, the first album. We released it through his label, and it worked. People here in Brazil started to like the band and asking about gigs and shows, and I decided to to do that. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, Bob, he moved to Canada, so
Oh, okay.
he wouldn't able to be
Yeah.
part of the band anymore. And then I contact Mark, who is the actual singer, the
Mark
current
Brito,
singer,
right? Mark
Mark
Brito.
Brito. Yeah, is. Uh, and then we started to find the rest of the band together,
Yeah.
and
Which is
it, it,
Ricky. Is they say
Ricky,
Ricky? Yeah.
Ricky. We
Ricky. Ricky.
in our accent we say Hickey, but it's Ricky. Hickey.
Ricky.
It's all the same. It's all the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah. And
But
then Sydney
yeah,
DeBois.
we call him CJ. It
CJ.
CJ.
Oh, CJ.
Yeah, he was a guy was spending all his time playing GTA Grand Theft Auto,
Oh, okay.
the first one,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we call him like that.
Yeah.
But that's since I found the band, it was them, and this time we recorded our album with the whole band. I wrote all the songs. I
Yeah.
usually wrote all the songs. I write all the songs. The whole structure, and I write some drums and I play some bass
Yeah.
lines, and actually I even sing some of the vocal lines. But
Okay.
I then I send the songs to the band, and
Yeah.
they starting to add their own thing, their
Yeah.
personality
Yeah.
to the music.
So you do it
But
the traditional way. That's why a lot of artists do it. Like they record demos and
yeah,
then send it to the band, and then
yeah, I think
yeah, so,
that's it's better to work this way, because
yeah,
uh, it's faster, it's quick,
hmm yeah,
and I got this when I start to write a song. I need to finish. I can't.
mhm,
I did this riff. Can you do this? No, I start to, and then no, suddenly everything comes to my mind, and I
yeah,
have to finish the whole song. But
uh-huh,
this was the way the songs were uh, written. That's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but they they were really active in this album. They
right,
added their own thing. It was really cool to have this experience of recording an album with a whole band.
yeah. And I can tell that because
Everyone playing.
that's the one thing I noticed when I'm listening to it. I can hear the actual camaraderie between the band. Like I actually get that feeling that this is a band that's got great chemistry together.
Yeah, sure.
And it just comes across that way, especially the way you're performing in the videos, and the vocals are just like, man, it's like you'll say Mark Brito is like the main vocalist, and then you say you do some vocals, but those backing vocals are just, the harmonies are just so perfect, and it's a great album. Creatures 2, which I'm going to show the album cover here for people who are such a great cover right here. Creatures 2, yeah,
Cool.
get that. Like I said, you can get it on Bandcamp, which is always support Bandcamp, especially, and then like I say, I got it on Amazon. So if you go, tell me about the High Roller Records deal. How did that come about? Because that High Roller Records is a great label. I've gotten a few records from them, from different bands over the years, and
Yeah,
um,
they are an awesome label.
yeah,
So we get in touch by Bart Gabriel, who released our first album. He closed his label,
yeah,
Accent Records. But
hmm
this time, when we were finishing the album, I wanted him to master the album,
okay,
so he did the mastering, and I know in a conversation, I asked him if he knew someone who would be interested in releasing the album, and
yeah,
he I believe he sent it to a couple of labels who he works with, and then High Roller was interested, which was a
hmm
big surprise, a good surprise
yeah,
for me, because like you said, I'm I can say I'm a fan of of them too.
yeah, yeah,
I bought albums from bands that they were releasing.
hmm
I have a few here, like Ambush.
yeah.
I believe some Enforcer too,
Oh yeah,
and
Enforcer. I got
you
Enforcer.
know.
Yeah,
Uh, Anyway, I got some cool vinyls from them, and when I was younger, I looked at him. I followed them on social media and stuff, and I was,
Mhm.
whoa, that they're so cool, And when I finally get my vinyl, Preacher's vinyl from released by them, I was, yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. So what does the deal consist of? So is it worldwide distribution? I would imagine. It goes because your album's going to be in. Does it? Because obviously there's still record stores around, even though people say there's no more record stores. But is there physical copies that are going to be in certain stores or shops or whatever? Do you know about that? How the album's being
Uh,
distributed?
I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
Actually in Brazil, we did how can I say, a different version, a Brazilian version of the album, so we can distribute here.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
honestly don't know much about how it being distributed on Europe
Like around.
and on
Yeah.
other countries. We
Mhm.
got some. They sent me a part of the albums, the things they released, the vinyls and
Mhm.
their CDs too. But
Yeah, yeah.
it was just a few of them, and we distribute here the version we release it in
Mhm.
Brazil.
Okay, cool. What's the reception been like? Have you gotten that feedback yet, as far as the reception, as far as people's feedback or the
It,
sales or
it,
whatever?
it was pretty good.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We were very satisfied. We are very satisfied with the feedback from people. It
Hmm.
was, or I believe it. Of course, we just released one album before, but this one it's really more successful. There
Yeah,
there are more people streaming and listening and
yeah, yeah,
viewing in YouTube and commenting, and we
yeah.
like this time I think that's the third or fourth interview I'm giving in English
Hmm.
to people from other country, and I
Yeah,
never did that before.
yeah,
I believe I have did that one time in Portuguese, and
uh-huh,
so now I'm doing it almost every week. I'm doing
yeah,
different interviews, so that's really new. It's cool. It's
uh-huh,
challenging because
yeah. It's
I'm not a
challenging.
really good
Yeah,
in speaking English, but
I think you're doing
I'm
good.
doing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
thank you. I'm doing my best.
Welcome to the world of entertainment. They're going to be hammering you for interviews, and yeah, but that's a good thing, man.
That's
And
cool.
like,
That's cool.
yeah, one of the things I recognize too when I'm reading comments, on your videos is like the one thing that everyone says, "Oh my God, this is classic metal. This is like '80s," and that's obviously you guys got that sound, but you're not like I'm 57, so I grew up on that music, so obviously it resonates with me really well. But I would imagine you're younger, and like, so where was this always the plan or were you always inspired by the bands from the '80s and the '70s and things like that, or was this kind of plan more like, you know what, we're going to do this kind of music, but we're going to structure it this way? Like, were you playing a different style before, or was this always your influence?
I always liked bands from the '80s.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a band before called Murder Death. It was the lyrics were in Portuguese and stuff, but it was a speed metal band, more like Running
Mhm.
Wild and
Yeah,
Violent Force bands like that. But I always like it, this hard. We call it hard and heavy,
yeah,
that
yeah,
mixed with hard rock and heavy metal. I always
yeah,
like that bands. I'm a big fan of Dokken.
yeah.
I
I
believe
love Doctor
it
too.
is one of my favorite bands, one of
Yep, yep.
my main influences, and early '80s Judas Priest,
Yeah,
Defenders of the Faith and
yeah,
Scream for
yeah.
Vengeance.
That's my
I
favorite
like that.
Judas
I
Priest
like that.
record. Yep.
Yeah, that's my too. I even
Oh,
got a tattoo.
badass.
It's my only tattoo. It's
Yeah, yeah.
Defenders of the Faith.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it was such a brilliant era for music, for metal mostly. I mean, just
I believe so that
and
mid '80s, it's the best
yeah.
for me.
Uh-huh. And I love seeing it come back in the sense that we're like a lot of the younger bands are doing the traditional metal and stuff, but sometimes bands can do it and it would come across as kind of parody or like maybe it's just but then there's ones like you and others who have been listened to. It's there, like as if you guys came from that era, and like your heart is in it, like, you know what I mean? It's like I could feel that. And I noticed too, like, I don't know if you're ever a fan of Lizzie Borden. Like, that's one of my favorite bands from the '80s, Lizzie Borden. But some of your melodies kind of remind me of in the vocals. So
No,
sort of remind me of Lizzie Borden, especially that Devil in Disguise
Yeah.
song.
So it's interesting you say that. I like Lizzie Borden. It's not
Uh-huh.
one of my favorite bands, but I
Yeah.
know the band. Actually, I knew that band. I met that band when I discovered them when
Uh-huh.
I was watching the film Black Roses, the movie.
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
I believe that there's an intro with Me Against the World, and
Yeah. Uh-huh.
which even was one of inspirations for the video clip from Beware the Creatures.
Oh
They
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
that I like that mix of
Uh-huh.
horror movies and heavy metal. But
Yeah.
we besides I am a I like Lizzie Borden, but I'm not a big fan of the band,
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
we
It's not
were
a big
very
deal. Mhm.
surprised when people were almost all comments were comparing us to Lizzie Borden. I
Uh-huh.
was no,
Yeah, like
I even after
happened.
that I started to listen to them more because I was trying to find that
Yeah,
what
yeah.
what people were talking about, and I think
Uh-huh.
pretty much it's about the vocals.
Yeah, some certain vocal
Mark,
melodies he's doing are the
yeah,
highness of it, yeah. And it's like,
I think
yeah,
it's cool. Is what's funny about that? It's that Mark don't like Lizzie Borden,
you don't
and
like
so
Lizzie
he
Borden.
he get he when he said he sees
Yeah.
this comments he gets so pissed off. No, I don't
No,
sound
no.
like him.
Sorry,
but
Mark, man, but
I can understand why. I can see
yeah.
it's a little bit similar, but
Yeah,
well,
a little similar, and it's not like
the
it's not like he's
yeah.
trying to be Lizzie Borden, but there's just like one of the things I've noticed was like the little just a
Yeah,
cadence of it.
yeah. I
Yeah,
can I can
so
understand. I can understand why people are comparing this, but
yeah, yeah.
la- uh,
That's just part of the gig. You're always going to get compared
yeah,
to something. The only way you'd be totally original is if you just wrote a bunch of dissonant, diminished chords and just it wouldn't even make sense. I think the
yeah,
beauty of songwriting is when you can write something that's familiar that sounds like somebody else, but it's not a direct like rip off or anything, but it sounds like a song someone's heard before, but they can't quite name it. And it's a good song, then that's what matters. Like to me, I'm all about the song. It's like I don't care what genre it is or what style of music it is. If the song is there, I mean, the song it's got to hit you, and the melody is the number one thing of any song. Whether you're singing it or whether you're playing it on the guitar or the piano or whatever, that melody's got to come through. And it's
yeah.
because
Sure.
sometimes metal gets so lost in the like constant, which I love that stuff too, but it's getting to a point where like it's just getting a little bit too much, and it's refreshing to hear a band that's focused on just melodic hard rock metal, like you guys.
Yeah, I
And
agree with you. I think the key is we are very inspired by the 80s in general, the
Mhm.
bands in general. It's not, of course, I have my favorite ones. I have Dawkins and Judas
Yeah,
Priest and
yeah,
Rats and bands like that. But I'm not trying to do exactly what they were
exactly, yeah,
doing. I got
exactly.
a little bit from everything I like. Like
Mhm.
for example, I really like some 70s band like Boston, Kansas,
Oh
Foreigner,
yeah, yeah. I
Bill
actually hear that a
Osprey
little bit
Killed.
in your music. Yeah, I hear that
Uh,
in your music. I
no,
hear like you
I like that. Sure. I like
Yeah.
that. That vocal harmonies, a lot
Mhm.
of vocal harmonies and stuff, and I
Yeah,
try to bring that to Creatures too. When I'm
yeah.
writing a song, I write a lot of vocal harmonies.
Mhm.
In fact, I think we spent a lot of time recording vocals. It was, really exhaustive. In the end of it, we were just, no, please
Yeah,
stop.
yeah.
We can't take it anymore. But
Uh-huh.
it was very cool, and I think it's all about that. It's about no, you get a lot of references and try to gather everything in just one thing, and not just I like talking and I want to sound exactly like Doc, and I'll do it everything they
Yeah.
were doing just like they were doing.
Yeah, there's sometimes the bands will try to like mimic that sound and it just comes across like that, where it's like you just use it as influence, like it's just you're a vessel for what you were influenced by, and it's just going to come out no matter what. It's just part of being a songwriter is you're going to write stuff that you're familiar with, but it's going to be your own spin, and it's always going to be
Yeah,
your own thing.
even we're living, it's still 2025, I believe. uh Hard rock and heavy metal has been reinvented among
Hmm.
no about 15
Yeah,
years, 40
yeah.
years, and
Uh-huh.
I don't know, 40 years, I don't know. So it's really hard to create no something that whoa, that's completely new. I never heard
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
about it,
exactly. Yeah.
and when bands do that, is that bands that I don't care too
Yeah,
much about it. There's
exactly. Yeah.
new metal and metal
Hmm.
core, and
Yeah. Yeah, I think you just got to do
I
what you love. Do what you love to do, and it's
yeah,
going to resonate no matter what.
that's what matters.
Yeah,
That's the my
yeah.
thing.
Like I'm always like, when I write a song, I'm like, it's got to be a song that I would listen to, that I would go by, and I got to love it first before I would ever even
That's it.
decide to put it out. And because I have a lot of stuff that I've written that I think sounds good, but I would never put it out because I'm just not. It's not hitting me the way I want it. But that's just how I've always been
Yeah,
as a songwriter, and I think that's what. And then your only hopes is that the audience is going to like what you like as well. And most of the case, when you're writing from the heart, the people feel that, and then they're gonna know what's real and what's not. If you trust your audience, like you trust that they know what's real and what's fake or bland or
yeah,
what's trying to just impress for the whatever. I think you're on the right,
yeah.
and you're an amazing guitar player. Like, who's your influence?
Thank
I
you.
mean, yeah, I mean your solos are just like, they're melodic. They're technical in areas, but they're not too over the top. In other words, it's just perfect for this. Like, you write the solos, it sounds like you're writing them for that song, and it's just,
Yeah, but it is that I believe it's like a song inside the song.
yeah, song
It's
inside the
music
song.
inside the
Yeah.
music.
Hmm.
It's like a story that I'm
Hmm.
telling then
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
guitar. That there's the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Yeah.
But my influences, I'm a big fan of Yngwie Malmsteen.
Yeah.
I
Me
really
too.
like
Hell
him.
yeah. I got to see him live last year.
And yeah, I saw them, I believe, 2 years ago too.
Uh-huh.
It was cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it was not cool how it would be if how it was in the 80s. I really would like to see him with a band. With a
Yeah. No. Yeah. Like, oh yeah. I
you
wish he'd get like
understand.
another a singer, right?
but
Like another singer. And
yeah,
yeah.
but it was cool to see that, to see him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh shoot. So yeah, we were talking about Ingve as far as yeah, like
Yeah. So no, I like him as a guitar player and also as a songwriter. I
yeah,
really
yeah.
like his albums. Recently, I'm listening more to Marching Out, which I believe
I know. Yeah. Me
it's
too.
a huge,
Hmm.
really cool album.
Yeah.
There's really cool songs on it, not just the solos and
Yeah.
the
Yeah. I mean,
guitar parts, but
I think it's one of the
everything.
greatest. I think it's one of the greatest records of that year, for one, of that era of greatest
Yeah,
metal records. There's like
yeah. So
85.
also, I like Jim Norrow from Europe. I think he's a
Oh yeah, yeah,
great guitar player. I like his way of uh, writing solos too. I think
yeah, yeah.
they're like they're melodic and they're
Hmm.
fast when they have to be too. He's a
Yeah.
good guitar player, great guitar player, and uh, what more? Willie John Ralph from Scorpions.
Oh yeah,
It's a
yeah,
big
yeah.
influence.
I love the way he's like, his pick is just very
Yeah,
relaxed, and
yeah.
just, and he's just all
It's,
calm, but he's
it's,
doing all
it's
this
like
like
he was doing nothing, like
yeah,
okay,
just
I'm
like
just
meditating.
and
Uh-huh.
his with his closed
Uh-huh.
eyes
Yeah,
and
right.
his head off up,
And
and
he's just
then
doing all this complex stuff.
guy
It's like
was and more the thing what I think is more interesting is that most of his videos is about from 78, I believe, and
yeah,
no one was doing that at that time,
exactly.
and he was
Yeah.
doing things that
Hmm.
it was completely new.
Yeah, I
I
feel like
like him.
like a lot of people like will say Richie Blackmore was like the neoclassical starter of that, but I feel like Eli was actually, because Richie
Yeah,
was Richie's one of
I
my
agree
favorite
with
guitar
you.
players. But
He
yeah,
is, but Richie was he was a lot of a blues
yeah,
guitar
like
player too.
blues. Yeah, yeah.
But and in Yuli or Uli, how you
Yeah,
guys?
yeah, yeah.
I say Yuli, but
Yeah.
his
Matthias. Yeah.
it's it's all the same name.
Right,
But
right.
I like his he's really a technical guitar player, and he
Mhm.
does a lot of uh, hard stuff. I like him a lot.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
I already saw him live too. It was a good show.
Yeah, I would love to see him live. Yeah, like, and he's still going strong. He's still out there touring, and yeah. What about like when you're doing guitar solos? So I know you say you write them and you structure them for the song, and it's like a song within the song. But do you ever do just like improv and just like a first take? And are you happy with that, or kind of do that and then go back in and restructure it?
Usually I start improving, and
Uh-huh.
I will I'm listening to the song and I'm playing,
Yeah.
and I'm improving, and then I will, oh no, what I'm recording, I
Hmm.
take the best part of everything and then I do it all
Yeah.
again
Okay.
in
Okay. Cool.
one
Yeah.
take, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's no listening and trying to play until I
Hmm.
get something.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have like a home studio, or do you have like a big studio you go to? Like,
Nah, it's I wouldn't say it's a home studio. No, I got my computer and an
yeah. Yeah.
audio interface, and
Hmm.
some speakers, but
Yeah.
it's a basic gear to just to
Yeah. Yeah.
just for me to be able to play and write
Yeah.
stuff.
So when it's like, so you're writing the songs, you're putting them on demo, you're sending them to the bands, they're putting their spins on it and putting their piece. Are you getting them in your studio there and recording the actual official album, or is everyone just sort of like how we do nowadays,
No,
where we could send each other send tracks
we
and
this time we really went to a cool studio from
okay,
a friend of ours called Arthur.
oh yeah,
He's a excellent producer, music producer, and
yeah,
he's based he's really no he's uh how can I say, he's a guy who share our passion with the 80s heavy metal
oh yeah,
music.
okay, yeah, yeah,
He's based on that kind of music, and so he understands
he
us
understood where you're
well.
coming from, yeah, yeah,
He knows what we want, and
what you're going for, yeah,
yeah, he that's it. He knows what we're going for, and he he does that. He
mm-hmm,
understands us. I believe that's one of the things that made the production so good for us. We
mm-hmm,
really liked how the album sounded in the end,
yeah,
because
yeah,
he was not, sometimes when you were working with a producer, he is more into another kind of stuff and another kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
music, and
uh-huh,
then he wants to experiment. He wants to try some more modern things, and
yeah,
you know
uh-huh,
and then Arthur wasn't none like that. He knew what we wanted, and
yeah,
he always liked to do that too.
yeah,
So
he shared the
it
vision, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So it was easy to work with him, and he was great, and
So I
we
take it
were
you'd be
very
working.
satisfied.
So I take it he'd be on the roster for the next album that you guys have in the works, right? You guys got a new album in the works. I know it's still early to think of a new album already, but
Yeah.
I'm sure I would
la-
imagine you got songs that you're cranking out by
uh,
now.
sure. I never stop writing. Every
Yeah,
time
yeah,
an idea comes into my mind, I try to record it as soon as possible, because
hmm,
I believe you, like I said, you're writing songs too. You know that if you
yeah,
forget it for a second, you'll never have
yep,
that
yep,
idea
yeah.
again. So
That's why I
you
have my
got
little
to
phone that
record it
yep,
as faster as you can. As fast as you can.
hmm,
So I, I I'm always writing. When I have
yeah,
time, I start to build the rest of the song and
hmm,
around the first idea. But I believe now ready, from the beginning to the end. I have about 4 or 5 songs there
hmm,
probably will be on the next album.
yeah,
But I got a lot of ideas, that
right, yeah, yeah,
folders with a lot of ideas to be worked
yeah.
in the future.
What would you say, like the Creatures 2 album, like it's not a concept album, but what would you say the overall messages behind the album? Like, what are the main topics you guys are writing about, and as far as like when it comes to your lyrics? So you obviously you're writing the lyrics, you say it, or does
Yeah, yeah.
Martin or does Martin write?
I wrote it everything,
Yeah,
the
yeah. So you're doing
lyrics and
the whole. Hmm.
the
Is there
but
a particular theme you go for, like overall, or is it just
I like that horror evil
yeah? That's what I noticed.
vibe, but I also like to write about personal things, like
Yeah,
there's dreams, this song,
yeah.
and
That's a
it
good one.
talks about, it talks about my, let's say, my relation with music, and
Hmm.
how it is sometimes so hard to keep doing that, and
Yeah,
you gotta balance that with all the rest of your life, the other things that you know your
Mhm.
job and relationships and
Yeah,
your
yeah.
responsibilities as a grown up, and I sometimes you just want to give up and you
Yeah.
wonder why am I doing that, you know? But
Mhm.
in the end, it's all about doing what you like
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
what you love actually,
yeah.
and that's everything for me. I play guitar and I write songs since I was a teenager. I believe since I was in school,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Uh-huh.
that's how I grown up, and that's the only I would say that's the only thing I can do very well in my life,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's it.
I
It's
love the song "Nothing Lasts Forever." That's like a power ballad, but it's just so melodic, and I love the lyric message because I was reading the lyrics and it reminds me of like the stuff every band goes through, like the dreams, give like nothing lasts forever. You're in a great band,
yeah,
and everyone moves on. It's kind of like what I related to with
yeah,
with my own
yeah,
band and stuff.
and you're how can I say you're really right, because this song, when I wrote them, I was
Uh-huh.
writing about thinking about a band that I had, and
Yeah,
well, me and the guys, we were really close. We were really close
yeah,
friends, we were really friends, and then
yeah.
suddenly
Just
we're
everyone
not
just kind of
anymore.
yeah, the
Uh,
things move
so
apart, and yeah.
that was the what I was thinking when I
Hmm.
wrote this song. People
Yeah,
sometimes they think it's about a girl, or but it's actually about
yeah.
a band splitting up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
and someone can interpret it, they can apply it to their own personal life, like if it is
Yeah,
about a girl
I
or a
think
loved
I
one,
think that's a cool thing. People
yeah,
can they
apply it
can
to yeah, interpret it in
listen to
their
the mix
way.
and interpret it their own way to their own lives. I think that's
Yeah,
important. That's
yep, very, very true. Now you guys are your videos is one thing that stands out too. Like you guys put a lot into your videos. Like who comes up with the concepts? Uh, is there a budget that you work with? Because they look like they'd be expensive to make, but maybe not because today people can make videos on their iPhones, and make them look really good. Like is the label helping you with that, or like does the label at least give you money for that kind of stuff? Or are they more like just like a distributor kind of label? Like
uh, so for the videos, actually, I'm really how can I say, a visual guy. I
yeah,
really
I could
like
tell.
the aesthetics, the image of the band, and I work as a photographer, so
Yeah,
you can see,
uh huh.
you can imagine why I
There's a
like that.
Martin get
But
yeah,
I really like that. I
uh huh.
I think that the image of the band is something that really matters, because like you said, before you listen to the song, you see a picture or you see
Yeah,
a
yeah.
a
Uh-huh.
thumbnail in YouTube, and that it
It
is
draws you
what.
to it, and then you check
Yeah,
it out.
exactly.
Yep.
If there's not a cool image, you probably won't click and you'll
Yeah.
never listen to it. Even
Uh-huh.
the music is really good. It may
Yeah.
not
Yeah. Yeah.
not call for your attention. But for the videos, we did invested a lot of in the videos. Um, I hired two different professionals to record
Yeah.
each one. The first one, Devil in Disguise, was more. It's it's more like the usual one, just a band playing on stage and performing. And I really like to bring that the color stuff, like
Yeah, like I
the
said, the
blue and the
purples and the
purples.
blues. Yeah.
We're I believe we're bringing that to the band since the first album. So I think
It
it's
fits
kind
so
of
well with yeah, and it fits so well with the name Creatures. It's something
yeah,
about it just fits
yeah,
perfectly.
yeah. It's I believe that it's because we're working with that since the beginning. That so
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that
I want to show a
the
clip here of I want to show a clip of Devil in
okay.
Disguise just for like maybe
Looking right at a mirror
That song should be like huge right now. I mean, that's a powerful I mean, that scream in the beginning is just like whoa. That's like
Thank you.
man, it's just like that's good songwriting right there. I mean, especially the way you
Thank you.
do the break. You were thinking it's gonna go into the verse, but you break it, they come back with that little guitar riff, and then the verse kicks in, and it's like this big, powerful, almost almost like a chorus, but it's a verse, and it's just the melody is just perfect. It's a great song right there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was one of our favorites ones. That's
Hmm.
why we chose him as a first single. No, but we I like that that kind of in your face song. And
Yeah.
energetic and heavy
Yeah, and
and
it's
stuff.
got a
I
lot of
think
good views
that's
on YouTube. I think it's up to 30,000 views or something like that.
it's
I know your
it.
Creatures Beware is like higher, and that's a good
Yeah,
video too.
that was a no. I mean, we invested more in that video, but the song was not. No, I think that "Devil in Disguise" is like the usual single
Yeah. The
song.
perfect single. Yeah,
It's the perfect single song.
yeah,
It's not a really long song.
yeah. Hmm.
It has the cool time, and
Yeah,
it's a like I said, it's that in your face song. And
yep,
"Beware the Creatures" it's more like it's a more mid paced song. Slow,
yeah.
like a slow paced song, and
Slow,
it's a
sometimes.
longer song. It's
Yeah, a little bit
almost
longer.
six minutes, and
Yep.
there's a lot of instrumental parts. A
Hmm.
lot of
Yeah.
guitar and things like that. So
But
it's
what I
not.
loved about it is like the way you guys made it kind of into a little movie, in that sense. It's
Yeah,
like
that
the
that
focus was more
was
about the movie than the song, and I thought that was
yeah
really cool. Yeah, and
that
you put
that
all
was
the work into the
I
makeup, it's like really great.
sure. It's like I said, we invested a lot. I'm not talking just about money, but about
Yeah.
work and
Yeah.
dedication. And
Hmm.
I wrote it myself, the screenplay, the script
Yeah.
from the movie, and then I have to find someone who would really we have to find everybody, the artist who would do our makeup effects,
Yeah.
and the guy who would film, who do the movie.
Yeah.
So it was
You had to put together
it
that
wa-
team, and
yeah, it wasn't easy, but it was worth it. We
yeah.
really enjoyed how it ended up. And it, it's something that when I finished writing "Beware the Creatures," I
Market
immediately started to
information.
thinking about well, would be cool if this song come out with a video, with like a movie, and that
Yeah.
and it didn't.
Hmm.
I believe I wrote this song about 2 years, 3 years ago, and to finally see it,
Yeah.
finished, and the way I was thinking in the beginning, it was really cool.
Yeah. It,
Sometimes I still watch the video.
yeah, it came out exactly like your vision. Like the way you visualized it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Is there another video in the works? Or are we going to see another video from Creatures soon? Or
I don't think so. Well, maybe no. In the beginning of next year, we'll do a few gigs. We'll play 2 shows with Enforcer in
oh, okay,
Brazil,
cool.
and
Oh, right on.
I'm thinking about recording and release some live videos. With
Oh, yeah.
a cool audio. Recorded,
Yeah. That would be great.
mixed and stuff. But
Yeah.
I think we'll not release any more video clips for these songs. But
Yeah.
of course, for the third album, there shall be
Hmm.
cool videos too. I'm still
Yeah. You
not
guys.
thinking about that, but I'll
Yeah.
sure do.
I saw a thing where you guys were like, are you guys going on tour in Europe, or like you were looking for booking in Europe? How does that look in the European tour? Do you guys have anything set, or like coming up to
Yeah,
be able to get over there to Europe? I know the financial issue could be a main thing, because a lot of bands, even
so,
bigger bands,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. It's one of the things that
and you got
makes it hard
passport
to
and all that
to
shit. Yeah,
every band coming from that is from here, from Brazil, and from Latin America in general, because our currency is our money doesn't work half of the
Oh
European
yeah,
money, and
yeah, yeah,
that's really difficult, something that really makes it hard, But
yeah. I can imagine.
we got a support from High Roller for it, and there's this booking agency called Speed Freak. They
Mm,
uh, they're how can I say, they got the guy who is living in Europe. He lives in German, I believe, in
hmm.
Germany, but he's from Brazil, so it made things really easier, to
Yeah.
deal with him. And I believe we're going on 2027. There's
Okay.
nothing set it yet, but it's for we will do it, I believe, in March in 2027. So we
Oh,
got
nice, nice.
still
Yeah.
here to that happen.
Now, what about the
But
chances of
next,
coming to America? I would love to see you guys tour here.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to.
Portland, Oregon, especially.
To be honest, I still don't know how it works to go to US. I
Yeah.
don't know what
And we're
we need
closer.
to.
We're closer
Uh,
than Europe. So
yeah. We are
yeah.
closer, but I think it's way more
Yeah.
harder to get
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
in the country with the visas and green cards and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But
We're like we're a big mess now with all deportation stuff going on. Like,
yeah,
it's getting crazy
uh,
over
I,
here.
I I already heard of a band. I believe it's a band from Belgium,
Oh yeah.
who Evil Invaders. Do you know them?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've
Uh,
heard of that. Yeah.
well, there once they were going to play on US, and then the apparently someone find out that they would play, and guys spend the night in the jail
Oh
or something
damn.
like that. It
Damn.
was
Yeah, it's
it's,
crazy.
so since then
Yeah,
I kind
yeah.
of worried about it,
Yeah, yeah.
when
Like I got to get another record out, man. I don't want to be going to jail.
yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, I think where you guys are going to thrive, and I can see this already. That because I mean, your band is on your way. I mean, you guys are doing everything right as far as the songs go, the videos, everything. Now it's just about getting the exposure. Is if you guys can hit those big festivals, man. If you guys could just get on one of those big festivals, that whether it's in Brazil or like the shit, imagine getting on Rock in Rio, like just as one of the stages or something, or
Mm.
Vakken. If you can get over to Europe and do Vakken, I could totally see a band like you just totally winning that audience over, especially with the way you guys perform and your songs. Like I say, your songs are the strength right there. Like, and yeah. Any plans?
Yeah.
Have you looked into that as far as like how to go about getting on a festival?
Yeah, that's actually what we are aiming for. We are going to play in a cool. It's not a folk and kind
Yeah,
of festival, but it's a cool festival that happens in Europe. I don't know. I don't know if I can already say
yeah, yeah,
that, so
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
not tell what's the festival. But we are going to play in one cool festival.
Uh huh.
We were trying to get some more. I believe that's really important. Like I say, get the real exposure.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
we're aiming for that. I hope with this
yeah,
album or with the next one, things
yeah.
like that start to happen to us,
Hmm. Yeah, and I love that
which
you
will
guys are
be
putting
really
out
cool.
physical. I love that you do put out physical music because there are a lot of bands just now sticking to streaming, which is understandable because it's financial wise and everything. But the fact that you're going that extra mile, especially being on High Roller Records, and because I love physical music. I mean, I'll stream it no matter what because I'm on the bus. I can't take my record player on the bus,
Yeah,
But
sure.
but when I'm at home, I want to put it on the record player. I want to put it in the CD deck, just and I want to hold it in my hands. I want to read the liner
Yeah,
notes.
it's a total different experience.
Yeah,
I always say
it's
that,
really
and
good.
I feel like metal music and rock and roll music in general. It's kind
Yeah,
of made to be listened on vinyl and
exactly.
CD. You got
Yeah, yeah.
it's that thing. I believe when you're listening music on vinyl, you're not putting some music and then going to do
Yeah,
whatever you're
you're not
playing
skipping
music, you're
songs
putting
or
music
skipping.
on and you're listening to music.
Yeah,
You're paying attention to it fully, and
exactly.
it's a complete different
Yeah.
experience. It's a better experience when people like us, who really enjoy
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
and are living in this world.
Yeah. Now, what's the local scene there? I noticed you said like you guys kind of contend with a lot of the thrash and extreme metal. How is your band received? Are there other like melodic bands like you guys, or more like on the hard rock level, or are you guys kind of like what's your draw like there locally? Are you guys one of the headlining acts when you play the local clubs or whatever?
There's a few bands who plays traditional, let's say traditional heavy metal,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that more. Well, I believe that more like hard rock thing. I don't know many bands who do that in here in Brazil,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a few
Mm-hmm.
traditional heavy metal bands. There's one in special that I like a lot. I don't know if you already heard about them. They're sing their lyrics are in Portuguese, so
Oh, okay.
that's one thing. But even so, they're going to play in Keep It True in Germany next
Oh,
year.
cool. Oh,
It's a
cool.
band called Trovão. It means thunder in
Oh, okay.
English. Their
From
name
zone,
is
yeah.
Trovão. Trovão. It's a really cool
From
band.
zone.
It's one of my
Okay.
favorites from here. They're friends of mine.
Oh, cool. That's
All of them are friends of mine, and it's a really cool band.
yeah.
But actually, Mark, he also sings in another band. It's actually his band. He's the
Yeah.
songwriter and stuff. It's
Yeah.
called
Yeah.
Hellway Train.
Hellway Train. Oh,
They're,
cool.
yeah, it's more like if you listen to his band, it's like it's another completely different person singing. He
Oh, really?
incorporates something more, like Rob Halford in
Yeah.
Painkiller
Oh, wow.
era, and
Yeah.
something more like a modern Judas Priest.
Okay. Yeah.
It got nothing to do with creatures.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's different, but it's cool. It's a cool band if you
I
like
take
more
it. Rob Halford would
this.
probably be one of his influences, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called Hellway Train. Okay, give it
Hellway
a
Train.
listen after.
Do they have stuff online? I would imagine they got stuff on.
Yeah, they have an album and an
Okay.
EP,
Okay. I'll
and
check that out.
maybe I think they had a split with another band from here too. They
Yeah.
recorded, they released it, but there's a few
Hmm.
things
Oh, cool.
from him on Spotify and
Yeah.
YouTube and stuff.
Do you guys deal with any like in Brazil, like in America we had the PMRC in the 80s and we're trying to censor music. Do you guys have any of those issues even today, like where like the government tries to censor anything you guys do, or like is there any restrictions that you're not allowed to do live or put on your record or anything, or how does that work?
I don't think so.
Pretty
At
free.
least we never had any trouble with this
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if bigger bands suffer with that, but
Yeah.
for us, it's
Yeah, I mean, you would think
it's
about it, like if you
it's
think
not a
about it, like
problem.
bands like Sepultura and all the more extreme metal bands, you think if there was some kind of censorship, they wouldn't be able to do what they do,
Yeah,
But
especially in the 80s when things were
yeah, uh-huh,
we were under a dictatorship, and sometime
yeah,
I don't know.
hmm,
I don't know exactly when. I can't remember that
yeah,
now, but they probably had suffered with that. But
yeah, yeah.
nowadays, I don't think so. I don't think
That's good.
there's
That's good.
there's
Yeah,
nothing like that.
yeah, yeah. How old were you when you so when you were in high school? What was the bands that were popular at the time, like the metal bands? I would imagine you were in school during the 90s, maybe. Is that how young you are? Or would you say
No,
what year?
I'm 27. I
27?
yeah
Okay,
I
so then your bands were in the 2000s, huh? The bands
yeah
that were
yeah yeah to
okay.
2010
Yeah, yeah,
around that. But
it's
actually, in Brazil, staying in a more commercial and mainstream way, during my
yeah,
teenager years, metal was never a popular thing. I
yeah,
discovered
yeah,
this music through YouTube and
yeah.
Facebook at the time.
Hmm.
But it was, I always liked rock and roll. I remember I started to like uh, rock and roll music when I was watching, I believe it was on TV or something like that,
Yeah.
concert from Guns N' Roses. I believe it
Oh,
was
cool.
in Tokyo or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I saw Slash, playing guitar, and
Uh-huh.
they'll get the guitar up, and I think that I thought that was pretty cool at the time, and I want to do that too. And then I started to to get more into music and rock and roll and looking for bands. It's kind of a thing that we really have to like something to do. Like say in the beginning, there's a lot of people say, there's no good bands anymore, but that this band, these bands exist and they are there, but you can't wait them to come from nothing and appear in your TV or whatever. You need to go for it. You need to
go
look,
for it and find it. And that's the beauty of the way the music scene is because we don't have major record labels or radio stations shoving stuff down our throats saying this is what you need to listen to. Now you got bands like you that are just like, they're out there and they're talented and they got just as great music as any band that's signed to a major label. And it's just when you find them, you're like, wow, okay, this is a band I can get behind and buy their music and buy their shirts and everything else. And they didn't discover it from a record label. It was like Geffen Records or anything, and multi-million-dollar contracts. Because it's about the music. It's not about the money, or the fame. It's about this. If you can love the music, then that's your band. That's the band you're gonna like, and I think it's an amazing thing. And it's weird because when you think about like the eras of music, 60s has that sound, 70s has a sound, 80s has a sound, 90s has a sound. But then when it gets into the 2000s and 10s and the 2000s, and like you were saying, like rock and metal wasn't really that popular. Like, and then I'm thinking, like, well, what is the sound of 2010? What's even the sound of 2020? For metal.
It's like nowadays seems like everything it's a remake from the past. People are starting to how can I say, they're looking for the best and bring things back. Not only in the music, but in every year you got TV shows like Stranger Things and things like that. That they're always
showing the young
about the 80s, all about the 70s and things.
That's probably why. Now that I think about it, it's probably why there's such a good resurgence of the 80s and the 70s and stuff, because there isn't no like current good stuff out there. When a kid hears like something like Master of Puppets on Stranger Things, he's like, "Oh my god, I gotta have that!"
Exactly.
And then they start exploring the rest of the catalog and the rest of the era, and then it just becomes this whole thing. And that's like like when you were saying Slash was your moment to pick up the guitar. Mine was when I saw Ozzy Osbourne for the first time. It was my first concert in 1984. And I saw Jakey Lee on stage. Wow. And I went home. My grandma, buy me a guitar. I got to do this for a living.
I believe Jakey Lee is my favorite guitarist from Ozzy. He's really good. It's great. His riffs. It's not just about the solo. It's about the riffs. He wrote some really cool riffs.
I mean, that Bark on the Moon riff is probably like it'll live on forever and ever. Great, man. Well, this has been great, man, and I want everyone to know that. So you can get Creatures 2, the album, and then you got a whole catalog of like you got like mostly you just got 2 main studio records, right, and the rest are mostly singles, which I'm looking on Bandcamp, which is so you got like, what is that? Nothing Lasts Forever 24. Is that a live single or?
No, it's Nothing Lasts Forever was recorded on the first album too. But we re-recorded that song and we released it in 2024. But the song, we liked that version so much, we ended up putting it on the album. So it's the same version, Creature. The version that is on Creatures 2 is the same version of the single. Same thing with Danger. Actually, Danger we re-recorded for the album for Creatures 2. And it's a different version, but it's basically the same song. We just wanted to give it to record it with the production of Arthur, which I mentioned it before. He was more about what we were aiming for, and so we decided to re-record Danger too, but it's basically the same thing.
That's great. And so like before we wrap it up, is there anything you want to tell the fans of Creatures out there? What to look out for? What to expect? In the future? What do what you guys got going on?
Oh, I would just like to thank everyone who was streaming, who shared, who was was supporting us. It's really cool. It's really good, and it makes us more like, how can I say, motivated to continue doing these things, to keeping doing these things. And that's it.
Yeah. And are you guys on TikTok? Do you guys do the TikTok thing? I've been doing that lately, and I've been noticing the TikTok crowd.
I'm not how can I say, I'm not a really old guy, but I
get
got
on all the different social medias and stuff like that.
Yeah, I still didn't, surrender to TikTok.
I did a while back, and it's like, what I like about it is just because I can show little clips of I can show, like I'm going to show clips of this interview, and it just gets more reactions than I do like on Facebook or Instagram, which I feel like is kind of dying out.
We'll probably have to create one in the near future, but I keep I'm lost of words, but I keep resisting creating one. But I'll have to do it. I'll have to do it in a near time.
Gotta wait and see what's going to happen with the thing anyway. They keep saying it's going to get banned, or it's not going to get banned, and it's like and I'm thinking like, no, wait, I got to get some more followers before you get banned. It's like, but but that's the beauty about the internet. Like no matter what platform you're on or whatever social media, the beauty that you can find all this music just with your fingertips. Like just searching.
Yeah,
it's like I said,
when I was young, if it wasn't for the internet, I will not say that I'll never have discovered this music, but it would be really harder, it was
exactly.
easier to know where would I find here in Brazil like a record from Ret,
right.
It's really hard to find that, and in the internet, in YouTube, it just appears on the side of the screen, and I just have to click. So it was. It is very helpful if we if we use it the right way. And
there's that YouTube channel called New Wave of Traditional Heavy Metal, which I think I might have saw you guys on there.
Actually,
they're really good at promoting different like new music from
and the guy who created this channel, he's Brazilian. He lives in I don't know where he lives, but I believe he lives in some country in Europe, but he's Brazilian. So
he's Brazilian. Oh, cool.
It's really cool.
The connection. Yeah. That's cool. All right, Mateus.
Mateus. Yeah.
Mateus. That's it. Yeah. We're gonna get it right eventually, but everyone out there, it's Mateus.
Yeah, that's it. You said it right.
Yes. And so get out there and get Creatures, and get the Creatures 2 again on Amazon. I guess that's where I got it. But go to their Bandcamp or go to High Roller Records, search for it there and all that good stuff. And I'm going to put the links in the description. And then man. So this has been great. I want to thank you for coming on, and definitely you're always welcome to come back when you guys got something going, and you definitely want to do some more promotion and stuff like that. And just love having you on. You're a great guy. You're a great talent. I mean.
Thank you.
It's like, and I'm looking forward to everything you guys do in the future, man. It's like, man, this is the band to look out for.
Thank you. It was really great to have this talk with you. Thank you for inviting me. It was really cool, and thank you for supporting Creatures.
Anytime. And so on that note, horns up and peace out, everyone. Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing. I just think I had a bad dream.
Fell in love.